Thanks for joining me tonight. I am Hawkeye, and this is Maple Leafs Man Advantage. And it's now April, month of April. Calendar behind me. I have flipped it over. So now we have David Camp up here uh, for the month of April. And in tonight's video, I'm going to do kind of like a two for one. I'm going to talk about a couple of trades here that the Toronto Maple Leafs made. Uh, Before we get to the 1974 draft, and talk about those trades and see how it went down and if they were good trades for the Leafs. So on May the 27th, the 1974, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they worked out a couple of different deals. First, they made a deal with the St. Louis Blues. The Blues would receive goaltender Eddie Johnston, and the Leafs would receive right winger Gary Sabourin. Now, for my own team, Eddie Johnston would not be there. I would have already graded him, or he wouldn't be on my club, so I wouldn't be able to make this deal. But I'm going to take a further look into these players and how it went before and after this trade. So on the Blues side, first they received a two-time Stanley Cup winning goalie. He did so with the Boston Bruins. He had also won 194 games and had 58 ties, 28 shutouts, and a 3.22 goals against average. After this trade, Eddie would go on to collect 42 more wins, 24 ties, 4 shutouts, and a 3.40 goals against average. Now, looking to Gary Sabourin coming to Toronto, he had played 463 games, all with the St. Louis Blues. He had scored 136 goals with 131 assists for 267 points. He would go on to play 164 more games, score 33 goals with 57 assists for 90 points. Gary did score 21 goals for the California Golden Seals in the following season, so 1975-76. Personally, I give this one the green light as the Leafs. They already have a few goalies. Last season they had Doug Favell, they had Eddie Johnston, and they also had Dunk Wilson. So I'm okay getting rid of one of these goalies, and Eddie's the chosen one here, so I'm fine with that. I give this one the green light. Um, so there you have it. Now the next trade did involve the Stanley Cup winning Philadelphia Flyers. So the Leafs received right winger Bill Flett, and they gave away defenseman Dave Fortier and left winger Randy Osborne. So coming to Toronto, they received Flett, who, as I said, the previous season did win the Stanley Cup. And he was also a former 40 goal scorer as well. He had played 490 games in the NHL. By this point, he had scored 155 goals with 167 assists for 322 points. Uh, Bill would go on to play another 199 NHL games, tally 47 goals with 48 assists for 95 points. He did score 23 goals for the Atlanta Flames once again in the following season, 1975-76 season. He then would play 3 seasons in the WHA for the Edmonton Oilers. He there then played 195 games. Um, he was able to get more points in the WHA. He had 103 goals with 84 points for 187 points. Um, there you go. So on the Flyers side, Fortier, he had played 23 games for the Leafs back in 1972-73, where he had 1 goal and 4 assists for 5 points. He also had garnered 63 penalty minutes. After this trade, he would certainly get more playing time. He would play 183 more games, score 7 goals with 17 assists for 24 points, and get 272 penalty minutes. He then did play one season in the WHA for the Indianapolis Racers. He played 54 games there, scored one goal with 15 assists, for 16 points, and he racked up 86 penalty minutes as well in the WHA. Now, Randy Osborne, he had played 26 games in 1972-73 for the Leafs, where he had 2 assists. He would just go on to play one game in this upcoming season for the Flyers, and that's it. I certainly give this one the green light. The Leafs didn't give up a ton here to get, a goal scored. It definitely looks like the goals he was getting isn't certainly at the 40 goal peak or that plateau, but he certainly is a guy who can put the puck in the net, and they didn't give up a whole lot to get him. They did give up a defenseman. They're not playing in Toronto. He's going to get some playing time, but I'm fine with that. I give this a green light. And for my own team, I had neither of these players. I believe they were both. I know Osborne was, but I think they were both drafted by the Leafs as well. So there you have it. So those are the two trades the Leafs made prior to the 1974 draft. And that'll be my next video. It might take me a little bit to get to. I apologize for that, but a lot of stuff going on right now. But that'll be my next video. I'll do the 1974 draft. So if you like this video, go on and hit like. I'd appreciate that. And I'd also appreciate it if you subscribe or checked out some other videos that I have as well, all dealing with hockey, usually the Leafs. And if you want to comment on anything, go ahead and do so. Love to talk hockey. But until next time, go Leafs go.